Hey guys, this is Earth Waters with Howling at the Earth. I'm the host of Howling at the Earth. Please check me out on YouTube at Howling at the Earth as well as howlingattheearth.com. I am with...
What's up, man? It's your boy Moondog3732 from the Moondog3732 show on YouTube. Hey man, watch the show, like the show, subscribe to the show, share and comment at the same time. The Moondog3732show.com. The Moondog3732show.com. I have my merchandise there, my blog, my videos, advertising situations, centralized in one place. So, Earth, Miss Waters, not Maxine, but Earth Waters. What's the topic for this particular show?
What chores or responsibilities should your children have in the home?
Well, me, I always think if you mess up, you clean up. Dishes, your room. There is no way your room should look like a jungle. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we know that, in particular, we had like more than one kid. Like when my brother and I, we was living together in that trailer. He would have to wash dishes 1 week. I would have to wash dishes 1 week. I mean, he slept in the living room sometimes, even though we had like bunk beds or whatever. I'll clean the room up, he'll clean the room up. But at the same time, I always felt that my mom, when it was time for my brother to do the dishes, she didn't even cook. When it was time for me to do the dishes, she bringing out the big tall pot. She cooking pinto beans with cornbread and all that. I'm like chicken. And so the thing about it, it would make me so mad that she was like, watch these dishes. I'm like, I'll sit down right in front of the sink, like, I ain't washing no dishes. And then she would tell me, you gonna sit your butt right here until these dishes wash. But at the same time, I learned how to wash dishes. But when I think about responsibilities, that means that's something that the child should do without you being told multiple times. If I would have told you, hey man, this you have to do this, and this, that means you are responsible for it. That means that I shouldn't have to stand over you to make it happen.
Well, with myself, I didn't grow up in a home where we had chores or responsibilities that we should take care of being young. When it came to the dishes, mom did it. When it came to washing clothes, mom did it. Folding, mom did it. Now we saw this go on for many years until we got grown. And for myself, these are the things that I practice in the home being a mother. That's what I felt like I should do. So with my children, I didn't put a whole lot of responsibilities on them. So I learned later on that I should have. Being that I ran into it where the kids' room started getting messed up, and I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. So that mindset and what I grew up thinking was to be right had to change so that my children, like, no, it's certain things in place that you have to do. Because, I mean, if everything is on a parent, you're going to find yourself wore out.
And at the same time, with that being said, the parent will out. Now, we know that we got some kids, oh, mom, I can't do that. And you know the mom, oh, let me do it for you so it'll be done right. And the kid all the time like, got it, again, playing that game. My kid wouldn't do that. My kid innocent. Okay, kids are kids, and your kids came from you, so you know what goes on. And the thing about it is, when we're talking about like teaching them responsibilities and things, those kids have to get older. They have to grow up. So if we're not teaching responsibilities now, and they're in a relationship, and this relationship flourishes, and they end up moving in with that person, and this person has no home training. Everything is messy. Sink is full of dishes. Room was nasty. So, but you know, sometimes they say, well, the kids are grown. Yeah, but if they didn't have a situation where responsibility was being taught, are they going to learn those responsibilities when they get older? Or are they going to try to pass the responsibilities on to their significant other?
My question is, does the chores and responsibilities have to be surfaced around just cleaning up or making sure the house is together.
No.
What other chores or responsibilities should the children have in the home other than, well, make sure the room is clean or take out the trash or cut the grass or whatever like that? Can we teach them something else that teaches them consistency or how to build a business or anything like that? And they're responsible for coming in and learning certain things.
Yeah, we could, now at the same time, one of the things you should teach your kids is to respect the house. You know what I'm saying? Their friends coming over, hey man, respect the house. Don't put your feet on this, don't do this, don't go up in the refrigerator, do all this stuff like this. But like she was saying is, responsibilities mean more than just what? Cleaning up. If you have a business, what are you going to bring your kid in or children in to the business to have certain things done? Like if you have a business where you all print things with printers and paper and stuff, and we know that every Saturday at 3 o'clock, the truck comes in and they deliver this paper. And your kid is with you, it's their responsibility, if you give them that responsibility, to help unload the truck and put things where they're supposed to be. But at the same time, what about responsibility of making sure that after the day, you can let your child look at the receipts of what was bought and see if it lines up with the actual money that's in the actual register. You see what I'm saying? Mm. So that way, they can also use the responsibility of, are we getting ripped off? Are we going to fall short? Is somebody not being truthful? Because people know a lot of times people are lying, right? So if the money in the till, so to speak, doesn't line up with the receipts, something is going wrong. So we can add that to a responsibility as far as a business situation.
So what we're teaching our children is to follow orders. Is that what we're teaching when it comes to responsibilities and chores? Hey, if I tell you to do something, I need you to do it. This has to be done. So we're teaching them to follow orders from others.
Yes, because if you're not going to have your own business, you're going to have a boss. And if you think your teacher is rough on you, wait till you have a boss. You're going to be having orders. And the thing about it is, a lot of times when you're a boss and you're following orders, anybody that's going to the military, you're going to be following orders all day. Anybody that's not going to work for yourself with a boss, you're going to be following orders all day. And the thing about it is, you may not even understand where your boss is coming from. The orders they're giving you may seem totally dysfunctional because you're not in on where the actual orders are coming from. So we're not talking about like following orders where it stifles your own thinking, your own critical thinking, but we're talking about in a situation where, because if I'm telling you to do something, it's not meant to be hurtful or harmful. What I'm giving you is to understand orders, understand the way things are done, and understand that these things are meant to be building blocks for later on in life. Because believe it or not, some of us are going to have grandkids and things like that. And if you see a grandkid and your son or daughter or my son or daughter doesn't tell the child to sit down and the child is running around tearing things up, are we not supposed to give them orders?
Yeah, we are, but I'm thinking when it comes to responsibilities and chores, it is, for me, should be based upon things that's going to make the children successful in life. It's like, okay, I understand following orders part, being able to do certain things or whatever, but to build success in the children's lives, like it should be based on that. You're preparing your children to go out into a world where they should be successful on their own. So even if you make a list or a goals, a vision board, and bring your children in and say, hey, what are your goals for this year, the next 5, the next 10? Your responsibilities and chores or whatever, well, I think responsibilities and chores are two different things, but the responsibilities should be based upon those things that you and the children have said and talked about, to say this is where I want to be in life. Okay, so therefore, every day that you come in, what are you doing to get closer to that goal?
In other words, are you responsible for your own success, or are you responsible for your own failure? But back to me talking about making you successful. We know that there are a lot of kids that can't read. You know why? Because sometimes in the home, the parent can't really read. So they don't pass that on. So one of the responsibilities is not to pass on or help their kid read because they can't read. And at the same time, we're talking about being successful and following orders and responsibilities. If a teacher asks a kid, hey, I need you to read this, so you know what I'm saying, you can understand it. We're not trying to read it, tell you to read it so we can see if you're going to mess up or not. We're telling you to read it so we can gauge your level so we can help you. But if the kid believes that this is not going to make them successful in life because they're going to be an auto mechanic, they're going to turn down reading.
Understood. My question is, when do we start getting paid for, or when do we start paying children for chores?
We don't.
But
I'm not going to pay you because I'm feeding you, you have clothes, you have air conditioning, you have lights. That is your actual payment. At the same time, if you want me to pay you for those chores, I tell you what, I'm going to pay you for the chores, but you pay the water bill.
I know some people that, you know, if a child, it's their own children, if they do the chores or do certain things in the house, they're getting paid at the end of the week.
Is that a bribe? Are you bribing your kids to do something they should already do?
I don't pay mine. I don't pay mine.
I'm talking about in this particular case, do you think that will be considered a bribe for your kids doing what they should already do? Because we already seen how the generations, the grandmother did this, but the mom and they start slacking up. Now the mom is slacking up. Now the grandkids slacking up on the next generation. Every generation seems like they're slacking up on what their expectations of the next generation should be.
We're gonna let the audience answer that one.
With that being said, should you give your kids responsibilities that you won't take excuses for? Meaning, I told you what I need you to do, this is what it needs to be done. Do you give your kids chores at home? What you think? Would you hurt your kids' feelings if you told them to get their butt up and clean up? Because we know that a lot of times, if you don't tell the kid to do it, will it happen? It's written all over her face. You don't have to say a word.
No, you may have to tell them several times.
Do the same thing that they supposed to have already done that you had told them to do the day before.
Okay. They're children. I mean,
hey man,
they're children.
I don't believe that. I believe that if I'm telling you are intelligent enough to make decisions based on the guidance in which I'm giving you. So saying that you're 9 to 10 or 11, if I'm telling you and I'm showing you how to do this thing, I don't want to hear no excuse about your kid.
It's a child. That's what children do. I mean, think about yourself.
As you see, it's a difference between the way I think and the way she thinks, so it's unscripted. I didn't mean to cut it off, but I did. Go ahead.
You know how I am about children. So, I mean, even back then, for me, mom or dad tell me, hey, do something. They're not telling me just one time. They have to tell me several times. Why? Because, I mean, as a child, we give a little pushback just to see how far it could go. Now, my thing is, okay, first time it didn't get done. Second time, I had to tell you again. We had some people that's beating the children out the bed because the dishes wasn't washed. What's up with that?
My grandmother told you one time.
And you got beat probably after that.
And well, I didn't get beat because I learned from somebody else's lesson. So if the second time if she had to move, she will make sure you move as well. That's all I'm going to say about that. Anything else you want to add to the earth?
We're going to leave it at that. We're going to leave it at that because that's a whole nother topic right now.
She a Care Bear, tender hard bear.
I love children.
Love them so, but they going to run over. What's up? It's the boy Moondog 3732. At the Moondog 3732 Show on YouTube, as well as the Moondog 3732show.com. And I have
Earth Waters, guys. Don't forget to keep howling at the earth.
and let people know about the show, man. Spread the
Share
word,
it.
man.
Share
Appreciate
it.
it. Thank you. We out.